Keywords form the most important and the absolute base for everything that you want to do in the digital world. In this video, we will use Semrush to discover new keywords for your existing blog or a new blog that you may want to start. If you are not sure of how to set up Semrush or are absolutely new to Semrush, we also have a video where we have shown step-by-step processes of how to go ahead and set up your Semrush and what are the various different plans that Semrush comes with. In this video, what we will focus upon is using different tools, especially 3 very useful tips on using Semrush to find new keywords. Let's get going. If you're planning a blog or a new publication or even a news website that you want to build, one of the first things that you should be doing is figuring out what are the different keywords that you should be ranking for. In this video, I'm going to be helping you to find those keywords using Semrush. We will use various different tools within Semrush to find those keywords. We will also be using some of our competitors to find that data. And I will also be telling you about what are the types of keywords in terms of their length that you should be targeting. Let's get going. So the first thing that we will do is log into our Semrush account. I already have it logged in. You will need a pro account to be doing this because it allows you to actually have as many keywords as you would really require for an exercise like this. The free account will generally restrict you to only about 10 keywords, so that doesn't really help. It allows you to get a little bit of a flavor, but you would need a good pro account to be able to do this appropriately. Now what we will be doing is we will be finding keywords for our website called Diabetes on Track. Now this is a website that we are building. The first thing that you need to know about is 3 different types of keywords that you can have. There is a keyword or a type of a keyword which is called the head keyword. The head keyword is essentially about 1 word long. These are usually the toughest to rank, followed by something called as a body keyword. Now, a body keyword is generally about 2 words. These are these are the kind of keywords that most people who are doing SEO or your competitors are already using and are already, ranking for. The third type of keywords are called the long tail keywords. Now these keywords are generally about 3 to 4 words, maybe even longer. And these are usually the easiest ones to rank. So if you are building a new website or a new news publication site, I would recommend that you go in the order of finding the long tail keywords first, followed by the body keywords, and then followed by your head keywords, right? So now when we are in Semrush, this is very, very easy to understand. Let me actually try and give you an example. If you go into keywords overview, because the website is about diabetes, I want to find what is the keyword overview or difficulty of just ranking for the word diabetes, right? So as you can see, for just the keyword diabetes, the volume is 246K. The difficulty is very hard. This is riding the highest amount of traffic. However, with just the keyword diabetes, Google is not really sure what is exactly your search intent, right? So it will usually have very high volume, but also very high competition. So as you can see, the volumes are pretty good. However, the competition is very high as well. So let's start to narrow down this a little bit. So let's say diabetes doctor. Okay, let's search for diabetes doctor in overview. So as you can see, the volume has significantly reduced, and if you can see, the keyword difficulty is relatively possible, right? So this is fairly easy and the intent is commercial. Now, what exactly is this intent when you talk about? So when you're talking about any keywords that you look up on Semrush, Semrush allows you to know what are the different intentions of that particular keyword or what kind of customers by and large these keywords will bring. So here is an interesting blog that Semrush has written where they have actually shared what are the different types of these intents. So one is navigational intent. Navigational intent is where a user is just looking for a particular website or is just looking around. Informational is when they want something related to a topic, when they want or they have a question related to the topic. So in this case, what is a good car? Or in our case, how to cure diabetes would be an informational keyword. Then there is commercial investigation where somebody is basically doing a comparison. So cure for diabetes versus, let's say, cure for cancer, hypothetically. right? And the fourth type of intent is transactional, which is generally considered to be the best kind of keywords because those are the keywords that lead to a transaction or some kind of an action being taken. So in this case, it is buy Subaru Forester. In our case, it could be look for a book an appointment with a doctor who cures diabetes, or book appointment with diabetes doctor, something like that, right? So it is very important to kind of keep an eye on the intent of the keyword. So let's keep going. So we've already done a head keyword, which was diabetes. We've gone to a body keyword, which is diabetes doctor. Let's go to a long tail keyword, which could be diabetes doctor in Mumbai, hypothetically. So as you will see, the volumes are much lower, but the keyword difficulty is far easier. So it is easier for me to rank if I am creating this website in India for the keyword diabetes doctor in Mumbai. So I wanted to ensure that you understand the concept of head, body, and long tail keywords, because this is going to be very important when we start researching for keywords. So how do we do that? We do that using the keyword magic tool, and keyword magic tool is right here. It is the second option under keyword research. So let's go ahead and put our root keyword, or the head keyword in this case, which is diabetes. We want to search for this, let's say in the United States. That's fine, right? And as you will see, it immediately populates and gives you a list of various different keywords that you can add to your keyword list and start writing content for. But let's go back to what we just spoke about: head keywords, body keywords, and long tail keywords. Most of these keywords that you will see, the keyword difficulty here is very hard, or 100%. So these are difficult keywords to rank for, right? So what you need to do is use these filter tabs. Now, what I will do is I will go into KD and I will select easy keywords, and immediately you will get a bunch of keywords that are relatively easy to rank. So where the keyword difficulty is 16, 17, 20, and you also have high volume. So for example, Dr. Oz diabetes is a keyword that I would potentially want to add to my keyword list and add content about. Now you can keep making this, let's say, slightly towards more possible side of things. And you can see diabetes shoes is a keyword, interestingly, which has a very decent volume and not very difficult. It is about 42% keyword difficulty. There is also very interestingly, just by looking at these keywords list, I can see that there is a demand for diabetes in animals also, because the keyword for diabetes in dogs is pretty decent volume. I can also see cat diabetes symptoms. So this will give me an idea for various different types of content that I want to create, right? Now, what I will do after just shortlisting these keywords is I will keep adding them to my keyword list, right? So when you do this, it gets added to the keyword list here. You can also further filter some of these keywords just by looking at their filtering here. So for example, if I want to use, or I want to target keywords that are related to best, right? I will just click on best and you will see some best snacks for diabetes, for example, is a good keyword that Semrush is suggesting us to make content on. Decent volume, not very difficult at about 38. So as you can see, by default, now these keywords or the easier keywords are generally longer tail keywords, which is why the concept of head, body, and tail is extremely important for you to understand. What you want to start off is with long tail keywords if you're starting off new, and then go towards the head keywords. So you will be able to discover several such keywords on Semrush, right? So lots and lots of keywords regarding or using best, and most of them, as you can see, have commercial interest, right? So these are good keywords for you to target. Now, once you have figured these, you've added them to your keyword list, you can go ahead and keep a track on how those positions are performing. We can do one more thing, which is if we just select the keyword, the particular keyword, it also opens up a slightly more detailed information about this particular keyword. So for example, the keyword that we want to target here is best snacks for diabetes. I want to get majority of my traffic from the US, but I also want to know where else can I get this traffic from. So I can definitely get some traffic from UK, Canada, as well as India, right? It also gives me the CPC, which would be in case I'm running a PPC campaign. And more keyword ideas around this particular keyword. So as you can see, best snacks for diabetes, best snacks for diabetes, best snack food for diabetes, best snacks for diabetics, what are the best snacks for a diabetic. So you keep getting more such variation, and if you think that the niche of best snacks or snacks for diabetes is big enough for you, you can just click on this and you will be able to see even more keywords around snacks for diabetes in this list. You can keep adding these to your keyword list and keep monitoring them. So that is pretty much how you use the keyword magic tool in order to figure out what your keywords could be. So you start from a very broad match keyword, you reduce it using filters and selecting the right kind of keyword difficulty that you want to use, and eventually you figure out the keywords that are most important for your content, add them to your keyword list, and you're good to go. Now, while this is one way of doing it, there is another very interesting way that Semrush gives you to find these keywords, and that is through your competition or through a website that you are already fighting for. So let's see how we can do that. For that, what you need to do is go to Keywords Gap here. So let's try and find a website in the US which is writing on diabetes. So diabetesstrong.com, for example, is one of the websites that I think is going to be a good potential competitor for me. And what I am going to do is pick up the URL, go back into the Keyword Gap tool, and I'm going to add the domain as it is. I'm also going to pick up my domain, which is diabetesontrack.com, and I'm going to add this. We want to search for the US, and we'll go ahead and compare the two domains. Now, as you can see, because diabetesontrack.com is a very new website, there is barely any keywords that are there. So the keyword overlap practically does not exist because diabetesstrong.com has a lot of keywords. But what this allows me to do is, if you just look at untabbed or missing one of those two bars here, and you can see that diabetes strong is ranking for a lot of these keywords, which gives me a good idea for the kind of content that I want to create, so that I'm able to drive some of the traffic out from that particular website, which is my competitor, to my site by ranking on them. So for example, oatmeal Ozempic weight loss is a keyword which is driving a lot of volume, about 368,000 searches, and it's not a very difficult keyword. Right, so this is a good candidate for me to add to my keyword list. Similarly, if you keep going down, you will keep seeing some of these easier keywords. So for example, low carb bread here, right? It looks to be a keyword which has a decent volume, about 18.1K. The keyword difficulty is not a lot, right? And therefore, again, it makes sense for me to add this into my keyword list. Low carb pasta is, for example, another one that I could potentially add. Right, so by using your several different competitors, and you can add in the pro account up to 5 different competitors, you can figure out various keywords where you think that there is an opportunity that you can make the most of. You also get to see your top opportunities right here, and it gives you a very quick overview of different kinds of keywords that you can add again from Semrush into your content plan, or give it to your writers, whoever will be writing this sort of content. Now, these are 2 ways to figure out new keywords. There is a third and a very important way for you to use Semrush to find new keywords, which is by just going into your projects. So while these 2 were very, very useful ways to find new keywords, the third and another very important tool, or another very important feature of Semrush, rather I should be saying, that you can use to find new keywords is actually figuring out what are the keywords that you are ranking for yourself. So when we click on our projects and select the project, come to this project dashboard, click on the organic keywords that you see right up front. So we'll just use United States here, so that we know how many organic keywords. So we are ranking for 2.7 thousand organic keywords. Let's click on this, and you can see that while some of these positions are good, for example, silent notifications, our position is rank number 1. But as you keep going down this list, you will see that there are some positions where the ranking is not so good. So for example, how do you silence notifications in this project that I'm actually interested in, right? Now for this, because my rank is already 7th, what I would want to do is concentrate on this keyword to help gain my ranking. So all well and good to be finding new keywords, but it is equally important to double down on the effort of keywords where your ranking is not as well established, and this particular feature of Semrush will allow you to do that. If you are interested in finding out more details about how to set up your Semrush, we have a video for that too. Make sure you give it a watch. Thank you.